Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
A 0.01% error rate sounds bulletproof. But according to analysis from Spain's Data Protection Authority, apply that rate to a population of 450 million people, and you've just misclassified 45,000 individuals. That's the math behind every AH check you've ever seen in a case file. If you work investigations, compliance, or digital forensics, you've almost certainly encountered a platform record stamped age verified by AI. And you probably treated it like solid evidence. Most people do. But AI age estimation doesn't actually verify anyone's age. It guesses using probability, not identity documents. And recent U.S. policy has moved these checks from a niche requirement on adult websites to a baseline requirement across all AI platforms. So the tool you're relying on is now everywhere, and almost nobody understands what it's actually telling them. How does the system arrive at that guess, and where exactly does it break down? An AI age estimator doesn't look up your birthday. It looks at your face. The algorithm examines visual aging indicators, skin texture, the shape of your face, structural ratios between features like your eyes, nose, and jawline. To learn those patterns, the model trains on hundreds of thousands of facial images. And the composition of that training set is everything. If the dataset skews toward one demographic, say, middle-aged men from a majority ethnicity, the system performs best on faces that look like its training data. It performs worst on older adults, women, and minority ethnic faces. According to peer-reviewed research published in Nature's Scientific Reports, AI exhibits larger age estimation biases than humans do, especially for smiling faces and older adults. So if the subject of your investigation comes from an underrepresented group in that training data, the system is statistically more likely to be wrong about their age. Now, the output itself is often misunderstood. The system doesn't spit out a single number like this person is 19. It produces a confidence range. The relevant metric is the probability that someone falls below a threshold, say under 18. Investigators and compliance officers routinely confuse a high confidence score with a positive identification. That confusion makes sense. When you see high confidence next to a number, your brain treats it like certainty. But it's a probability statement, not a verified fact. No date of birth was checked. No ID was scanned. The whole process takes under 1 second and returns a simple yes or no on whether someone meets the age threshold. That speed creates a false sense of certainty. So what happens when the image itself is poor? Image quality isn't a soft suggestion. It's a hard constraint. Poor lighting, low resolution, sunglasses, hats, a hand partially covering the face. Any of these degrades accuracy significantly. The algorithm needs a well-lit, front-facing photo to examine skin texture and facial structure reliably. Once the light source shifts past about 30 degrees, or the resolution drops, you're asking the system to guess from incomplete data. According to reporting from Biometric Update, a low-quality selfie can reliably fool the system. That's not a theoretical vulnerability. it's a practical one that affects real case evidence. Regulators already know this uncertainty exists. Under one UK Information Commissioner's Office scenario, anyone the system estimates as over 25 passes without further checks. But anyone flagged as under 25 must undergo secondary verification, a credit card check, or an ID scan. That 7-year buffer exists precisely because the system can't reliably distinguish an 18-year-old from a 23-year-old. Meanwhile, the emerging U.S. framework favors a 2-layer approach, passive age estimation as the first gate, with step-up biometric verification as a fallback. The technology is being deployed even as the criteria for evaluating it are still being written. Age estimation is a gatekeeper, not a witness. It flags. It doesn't confirm. So here's what to remember. AI age checks don't verify age. They estimate it from how your face looks, with no ID involved. The accuracy depends heavily on image quality, lighting, and whether the subject's demographic was well represented in the training data. And that tiny error rate becomes tens of thousands of wrong answers at population scale. Next time you see age verified by AI in a case file, ask 3 things. What was the image quality? What demographic bias might the model carry? And did the platform use a buffer or a hard cutoff? That single habit turns a weak signal into useful intelligence. The full story's in the description if you want the deep dive.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.